So I hadn't done anything with this channel for a long time, and I've decided I'm going to really start giving it heck. I've got a whole bunch of big projects going on, and I talked about them on my fly fishing channel, but I'm going to really focus a lot on doing them on this channel. We are doing a homestead situation where we're going to grow a bunch of birds that we can process to eat and stuff, but we're also going to use the feathers in fly tying, and I'm getting all the permits and license and everything to where I can actually sell the feathers and do that, and in the process of trying to get ourselves completely self-sufficient as much as we can. So we live on, I got 8 acres in town. It's basically 2 city blocks, the road's closed in between, and it was a wheat field when I bought it with just a house, and in a few years we've turned what was once a wheat field into a little bit of an oasis in the beginning. We've got the baby steps of it, but I'll show you guys. So I'm walking out here. I built a pond, and in the pond I stock it with trout in the wintertime. It has bass, catfish, all that kind of stuff throughout the year. And we've got a place where we've got our kayaks, so when company comes or if we decide to get out there, we can go out there and kayak. And here is our pond, and it goes all the way around back over there, and it's pretty neat. We keep it stocked, and the fish have gotten pretty huge in there. I'm going to reverse the camera real quick. There's actually some. So anyhow, we do that. I do nothing but fly fishing, pretty much is kind of what I do for a living. And I help a buddy of mine who is an arborist, and I'm kind of his gopher and rope guy. So I do that a couple days here and there, and then the rest I'm trying to build a self-sufficient home. And what we've done is we have raised, I don't know, we're probably to 60%, maybe 70% of the food that we eat. And the goal is to get as much of that as we can. We have a regular house with everything like that. We put in a pretty big solar system, and that solar system runs our whole house, and it has battery backup. So we are hooked to the grid, but man, it's got to really be cloudy and rainy for several days for us to need it, because between our storage and stuff like that, the battery bank can run our house for quite a bit, except in the summer when we're running central air. It doesn't last near as long, but any other time it can run for days. So I'm going to reverse the camera and show you guys the new project that I'm getting. Right here, I'm fixing to build like a little A-frame cabin type thing that's going to be where I do my fly tying. And then this is our food orchard. So what I'm doing is I'm building a permaculture based food forest. Everything that's going to be here is going to be perennials that come back. I transplanted some gooseberries today. Around this little tree I've got a bunch of wild winter onions, and we're gonna have some garlic and some chives and stuff. I'm gonna put strawberries around. There's some apple trees down at the end. We've got a peach tree, a couple plum trees. There is some apricots, some peaches, some nectarine, some plums, figs. We put blackberries all the way around. There's grapes, and we're going to encompass this whole thing into a food forest. That said, I've done a lot of work, and I have brought some wood chips. And we've put the wood chips down pretty thick, and you can see they've already got a fungus started where I've rotated some through, and it's amazing how much moisture contains underneath there. So we've been able to do that to keep the moisture, the weeds down. And this isn't just wood chips. This is wood chips with leaves. We don't have just sawdust, it's wood chips with leaves, and there's even some pine needles in here. It's a little bit of everything, so there's a lot of nutrients in here. Now, we don't throw ashes out here because everything I'm breeding fruit trees don't really like that. But out here, you can see I've got an area here, and I'm fixing to build some fence here for our sheep to give them another paddock to run to. I just killed a mosquito in December. That's crazy. But anyhow, this paddock right here is gonna be, I just planted a bunch of radishes. I actually made a cool little video there. This is gonna actually be an area that's got some wheat, it's got some hairy vetch, some clover, some radishes, and this is gonna be just an area where we can rotate our sheep through. Our solar system, and our solar system, it runs, I think 40 kW is about how much solar that thing makes, and we have the battery, 40 kW battery as well. So my Tom Turkey's coming to visit us. They think they run ththings around here. Their tail feathers are one of the main feathers I use in fly tying, and so are their wing feathers. So these are some of the breeds that we're going to actually be raising. This is a heritage breed turkey. They look very similar to wild turkeys. So when we get out here, we've kind of got a little bit of a mess going on. I do a lot of random things and I get sidetracked. So there's a lot of unfinished projects out here. So I'm going to come around the corner and I'm going to share some of these videos about random things that we do. Our big compost pile, there's some chickens and ducks that we got, and them are again breeds that I use for feathers, and then we also eat the eggs. That compost pile, we have not thrown a piece of paper or cardboard away since we've started all this. It all goes in there. We bury it up with food scraps. The chickens go through, they eat it. Over here you can see my firewood in my massive pile I haul logs home with, and it's kind of a wreck, but it is what it is. So that's my gym. In the mornings I get out here and I cut firewood and stack firewood, and I will never need to buy firewood again in my life, I don't think. But we use central heat and air, but we're home. My wife offices from home and I'm home quite a bit. So when we're home, we keep a log in the wood stove, and every once in a while central heat will come on and kind of rotate things around, but that's basically all it does. So I'll walk over here, show you guys kind of what we got going on in the garden. So our garden, I took a bunch of hay and we started spreading it around, and I throw chicken scratch out there that we've raised from actual wheat that we've raised and Milo that we've raised, and I throw it out there and the chickens kind of spread it for me. So we've got a pretty big garden. It's 100 by 100 that we actually have. This year we did tomatoes and we use these big PVC pipes. They're like a 10-inch pipe, about 16 inches tall, and it really helps keep the tomatoes from getting weathered, and they last a lot longer in the winter as well. Over here, I'll walk you guys and show you. We've got a couple sheep that we got, and we got another female coming, but we've got I think they're pronounced Katanan sheep, and they're kind of part of keeping everything that we've got kind of fertilized and knocked down and ate, and they're supposed to make the soil better and all that, so that's part of the problem. Anyhow, that's kind of a tour of what we've got going on, and I've got a lot of little projects going. I'm going to start sharing some of them with you guys. So if you're interested in learning, we're at the very beginning stages of this. I say that we've been doing it for a while, but taking it real serious, we're about 1.5 years into this. So if you're interested in learning some of the things we do, how we process some foods, how we do some butchering, how we do the different works that we do to our soil, fish farming, I've got that down. Like, I've been working on that pond for about 6 years, and I'm telling you, I can raise some fish. So if you guys want to follow us along, please like and subscribe to our channel. This is going to be a neat experience for us to share our lives with you guys, in more than just fishing. And if you haven't, if you're interested in fly fishing, I have a channel. I've got Bugs Fly Fishing on YouTube that you guys can follow along there too if you'd like. So we appreciate you guys, and we will start posting videos, and see you soon.